Hello, hello. So, it is me again, Paul P. I'll be talking about why my credit score is the way it is when I'm in my 20s. Okay, so I am 27 and my credit score is currently 801. So I will be explaining why that is the case, what I have done for this to happen. Okay, so first off, what do they look at? Okay, so Discover is what I use, and they actually have all of your things right here that explains it, but I'm just going to use ChatGPT because it's easier. Okay, payment history. Okay, 35% on-time payments on all credit accounts. Single late payments can significantly drop your score. Okay, I have paid rent. I have paid utilities. I have paid all my debts on time. Okay, that is huge. And most people do that. Most people do that. Okay, credit utilization. Also, okay, I keep my balances low, very, very low. I only spend money on gas. That is it. I do not spend it on anything else. Money meaning my credit. Okay, my credit line that I have, I only spend it on gas for my card. I do not spend it on anything else. Length of credit history. This is usually why people's credit scores tend to be a bit lower, is because they don't do credit until they're in their 20s. I did credit when I turned 20, and I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so this is why there's a warning sign here, is because most people wait until they're more financially stable. I did mine early, and so because of that, my credit score slowly builds over time because the length of credit is longer as well. Okay, opening first credit early and keeping account open builds that history, builds that trust. Credit mix. So this is why most people have a 650, 750 credit scores, because their length of credit isn't that long. But credit mix, diverse types of credit, combination of credit cards, loans, financing, rent, right, utilities, all that stuff. Okay, so that's natural. Most people do have those recurring debts, so most people are fine with this. And then recent inquiries, few hard credit checks, frequent applications can lower score. Most people only do whatever types of credit and then they stick with that. Okay, they don't go out and apply all the time everywhere, right? So most people, where the check marks are, most people do that. Okay, most people have good payment history. Most people have good credit utilization. Most people have good credit mix. Most people have recent inquiries. It's the length of credit history. You know, a lot of people are probably in that 750 range. It's like, damn, why is it so? It should be 800 by now. Well, that's because your credit history isn't that long. We're going to get to my score here, okay? And so, what does that mean? Well, basically, that means that your credit score is a label on the trust that you have with lenders. Okay, lenders and renters. Okay, so because I have an 801 credit score and I'm 27, which is rare, right? That's not common. Okay, because of that, I have some serious financial perks because lenders and service providers see me as extremely low risk. They know I'm not going to miss payments. They know I'm not going to be financially irresponsible because I have an 800 credit score. Okay, so what does that mean? Lowest interest rates, mortgages, car loans, personal loans, credit cards. They come with the best rates available, and you can save thousands. For me, I'm going to have to buy a new car eventually. I'm going to drive my current car into the ground, and then I'm going to buy another car. Instead of paying 6-7% interest every month from an APR or whatever, I'll be paying 3 to 4% maybe, right? So it matters. It matters. It saves you a lot of money. Highest credit card rewards. Yes, cash back. You do get better rewards and bonuses without high risk of denial. Better loan approval odds. Okay, so I mean, like if I do buy a car or if I do buy a house eventually, they're going to give me it right away because I have shown that I'm extremely low risk. And then, of course, credit limits. But like I said, I don't mess with that. I keep my revolving utilization low, which we'll get to. And then better insurance rates. Yes, you can save money on car insurance. It's really nice. Car insurance is expensive. It's not cheap. This one is the biggest for people. Favorable rental applications. Okay, landlords see strong credit as low risk, easier approval, and sometimes lower deposits. That is exactly true. The apartment that I'm renting right now, my landlord said that there were 6 other applicants for this room. 6. and I got chosen right away. He sent me an email, and then I got accepted a few days later because I have an 801 credit score. So he's going to favor me over other people who have a 750, 700, 650 score, right? It's not just about how much you make, right? You could be living a good life and a cushy job, but if you don't have good credit, then you're not going to be able, you're going to get high interest rates. You're going to have to take out loans, and it's going to be high interest rates. You're not going to get as high limits. You're not going to get as high rewards, right? So all of these things matter long term. With an 801 credit score, you're in a top tier credit category. Gives you the lowest borrowing costs, better rewards, higher credit limits, and overall more financial flexibility. Okay, so it's huge. It's huge. And then we're going to go over my credit here. Just because, like I said, 801 credit. So you can look at this table if you want to pause it on this, but I'm going to, if you want to look, but then I'm going to go over to mine. So here is mine, 801. Most people in my age are about 650. I would say 650 to 750 if you're 25 to 30, I would say. Most people I feel are kind of in that 650 to 750 range. So, I mean, being 801, I am proud of it, I'll be honest. And this is why. 7 years, okay? 3 total accounts, 4% revolving utilization, which means that I have, if you have $1,000 credit, $1,000 credit, I'm only using 4% of that. So because I only spend money on gas, I only spend money, meaning my credit, I only use my credit card for gas, which keeps my revolving utilization low and no missed payments. So take a look at this. Last year, my credit score, around this time, my credit score was 740. But because like I said, most people they pay their stuff on time. They do all that stuff. It's just the only difference is that the length of credit. Okay, so because my credit keeps growing, meaning getting longer, because my length keeps getting longer with my credit, right, as time goes on, my credit score naturally goes up. Look, I was at 740, shot up to 795, right, and then I dropped down to 752, then 780, 760, you know what I mean? You keep going slowly up, and that'll keep going as long as everything stays the same, which it does, right? The only difference is most people are in that 740 range, and then if you wait a year and if you continue doing everything you're doing, you're going to eventually slowly start making your way up. But it's slow because it only takes 15%. Okay, so it's not 35% or 30%. So it adds up slowly. Okay, so that's why. And then you can see, why do FICO scores matter? 90% of top lenders use it. Okay, so it is very, very, very efficient, very beneficial to have a high credit score. Okay, so if you guys can just focus on that, don't spend money where it could hurt you, right? I only use my credit card for gas. That's it. I only pay rent. I only do any of that stuff because I don't want to risk this, right? I don't rack up my payments and charge up to the full credit limit. I don't do that, right? You want to keep the risk low. Don't take risks. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this vid, and I'll see you in the next one.